Have you ever wondered why politeness and respect are crucial for Uber drivers? Today we'll be exploring this topic and shedding some light on its importance. Imagine this. You're in a profession where you interact with different people every day, each with their own unique set of experiences and expectations. Your job is not only to provide a service, but also to ensure that your customers feel valued and respected. Sounds like a tall order, right? But it's exactly what Uber drivers do every single day. Politeness and respect are the cornerstones of any service-based profession, and Uber driving is no exception. They can make the difference between a one-time ride and a loyal customer. But why are these qualities so important? Well, think about it. When you're an Uber driver, your car is more than just a vehicle. It's a space where you and your customer share a brief moment in time. It's a place where conversations happen, where stories are shared, and where connections are made. And in this shared space, the way you treat your customers can have a profound impact on their experience. Politeness and respect aren't just about following social norms, they're about acknowledging the humanity of the person sitting in the back seat of your car. They're about making your customers feel seen, heard, and appreciated. And when customers feel this way, they're more likely to leave positive reviews, recommend your service to others, and choose you again for their next ride. So, as you can see, being polite and respectful isn't just the right thing to do, it's also a smart business strategy. It's a way to stand out in a crowded market and build a reputation as a driver who goes the extra mile. But don't just take our word for it. Now let's delve into some real-life stories of Uber drivers who have benefited from being polite and respectful. Meet John, an Uber driver from New York who has a fascinating story to share. John, like many of us, was going through a rough patch. He was facing financial difficulties and was struggling to make ends meet. However, he didn't let his personal problems affect his professional attitude. Even in the face of adversity, John remained steadfastly polite and respectful to his customers. He would greet each passenger with a warm smile, ask them about their day, and ensure they were comfortable during the ride. He went above and beyond, treating each passenger as though they were his only one for the day. One winter evening, John picked up a passenger from the airport. It was a middle-aged woman named Susan who had just returned from a business trip and was exhausted. Recognizing her fatigue, John offered to carry her luggage and adjusted the car's temperature to her comfort. He made small talk but also recognized when Susan needed silence, giving her space to rest during the ride. Upon reaching her destination, Susan thanked John for his kindness and respect. She told him that his actions had turned her tiring day into a more pleasant experience. Touched by his politeness, Susan handed John an envelope, insisting he take it as a token of her appreciation. John, surprised and humbled, thanked Susan and opened the envelope after she left. To his astonishment, it contained a generous tip, far more than he'd ever received. This unexpected act of kindness helped John tremendously in his time of financial hardship. But more than the money, it was the recognition and appreciation of his politeness and respect that touched John deeply. It reinforced his belief in treating all passengers with kindness, regardless of his personal situation. It served as a reminder that every kind act, no matter how small, can have a significant impact on others. John's story is a clear example of how politeness and respect can have unexpected rewards. It shows us that being kind doesn't cost a thing, but it can make a world of difference to someone else. And sometimes, it can come back to you in the most unexpected ways. Now, let's hear about Maria, an Uber driver from California, who has her own unique experience. Maria had been driving for Uber for a few years, loving the freedom it offered and the chance to meet all sorts of interesting people. One day she picked up a passenger named Robert. Robert was a businessman, always on the move, and that day, he seemed particularly stressed. Maria sensed this and decided to make his journey as comfortable as possible. She greeted him warmly, asked about his preferred route, and kept the car at a pleasant temperature. She created a calm environment with soft music playing in the background, and most importantly, she respected his space, only engaging in conversation when he initiated it. As they neared his destination, Robert thanked Maria for the peaceful ride. He shared that he was having a tough day, and her kindness had made a significant difference. Maria responded with genuine empathy, saying, "We all have those days, Robert. I'm glad I could make yours a little better." A few weeks later, Maria received a call from Uber's office. To her surprise, it was Robert. He had tracked her down through Uber to offer her a job. He was the CEO of a tech startup and was impressed by Maria's professionalism and kindness. He saw potential in her that extended far beyond driving an Uber. Maria was taken aback, but after much thought, she decided to take up Robert's offer. Today, She works as a community manager for his company, dealing with clients in the same respectful and considerate manner that she did with her passengers. Maria's story is a testament to the power of respect and politeness. She treated every passenger as a unique individual, and it was this approach that caught Robert's attention. She didn't know who he was or what he could offer. She was just being her usual respectful self. Maria's experience shows us that respect can open unforeseen doors of opportunity. Our next story comes from Ahmed, an Uber driver from Texas, who has a compelling tale to tell. Ahmed, a man of humble beginnings, began his journey as an Uber driver a few years ago. He's always been known for his unfaltering politeness, always greeting his passengers with a warm smile and ensuring they're comfortable. During one of his usual driving routines, Ahmed picked up a passenger named Sam. Sam was a mechanic, and like most passengers, he was just looking forward to a smooth ride home. Ahmed, as always, was courteous and respectful, engaging Sam in light conversation about his day, the weather, and even a few laughs about a local sports game. As they were driving along a deserted stretch of road, Ahmed's car suddenly started to sputter and cough, eventually coming to a complete stop. Ahmed was distressed. He was in the middle of nowhere, with a passenger in his car, and his vehicle had just broken down. Instead of panicking, Ahmed calmly explained the situation to Sam, apologizing for the inconvenience. Sam, remembering Ahmed's earlier kindness, offered to take a look at the car. After all, he was a mechanic. Within a few minutes, he was able to find the problem and fix it. Ahmed was overwhelmed with gratitude. What could have been a disastrous situation turned into a moment of humanity, all because of his consistent politeness and respect towards his passengers. He thanked Sam profusely, and they continued their journey, a little late, but with a story to tell. In the world of Uber driving, it's easy to forget that every passenger is a human with their own stories and skills. Ahmed's story is a reminder that treating every passenger with politeness and respect can create a positive ripple effect. You never know when the kindness you extend to others may come back to you in an unexpected yet beautiful way. Ahmed's story teaches us that being polite can lead to kindness returned in one's hour of need. So, what can we learn from these stories? Well, quite a lot actually. Each story offers a unique perspective on the power of politeness and respect in the world of Uber driving. Firstly, we learned from John's story that politeness goes a long way in creating a positive environment in the car. John's friendly demeanor, his willingness to engage in lighthearted conversation, and his respect for his passengers' space and comfort created a welcoming atmosphere. This led to glowing reviews, a high rating, and of course more customers requesting his service. Maria's story, on the other hand, taught us that respect is a two-way street. By treating her customers with the same regard she'd want in return, Maria was able to establish strong connections with her passengers. This not only led to repeat business, but also created an informal network of loyal customers who would specifically request Maria for their Uber rides. And let's not forget Ahmed. His story was a testament to the unexpected rewards that can come from simply being polite and respectful. His act of kindness towards a passenger led to an unexpected tip that was way above the average. But more importantly, it led to a sense of fulfillment and joy that money can't buy. The key takeaway here is that being polite and respectful isn't just about adhering to the rules or ticking off a checklist. It's about creating a positive experience for your passengers, which in turn can lead to tangible benefits for you. Higher ratings, repeat business, and even unexpected rewards are just some of the potential advantages. But perhaps the most important benefit is the sense of personal satisfaction that comes from knowing you've made someone's day a little better, a little brighter. After all, isn't that what being a good human is all about? Remember, as an Uber driver, your politeness and respect can make a world of difference, not just in your professional life but in ways you might not even expect.